Now, the common belief is that pro players are keeping their eyes glued at contact point in order to see the ball. Now, the issue with this myth is that once the ball reaches over 25 miles per hour, it's actually impossible for our eyes to see anything that happens at contact point, and the ball is only in our string bed for a fraction of a second. So if pro players aren't seeing the ball, why is it that they keep the head back? I'm going to uncover in this video how players keep their heads still in order to avoid over-rotating throughout the contact zone. So there's a big misbelief when we say coil and uncoil in tennis, because this uncoiling needs to happen before contact point. Once the contact point is reached, the arm needs to swing independently from the body. And I'm not just going to talk about this. Now we're going to go and look at video analysis of Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, and Andy Murray. And we're going to see how throughout the contact point, the arm is moving independently and it allows it to accelerate.
So the first player that we're going to look at is Roger Federer. And we're going to see how he coils and uncoils, and at contact points, the body is going to stay quiet. Now pay attention to his shoulders and his hips and his torso in relationship to the rest of the swing as the stroke progresses on from the contact point. So he's going to fire into the ball using his bigger muscles, and then the bigger muscles are going to stop and the racket is going to swing independently. And just look how still everything remains. So the real reason that he's keeping his head back is to stop the body from over-rotating. All right? If the body over-rotates throughout the contact zone, it's going to cause the racket to decelerate. So we want the body to stay quiet. Let's take that back again, just so you can see. Pay attention to how quiet the body stays after the ball leaves the strings. The head is still, but so are the hips, the chest, and shoulders. So from right here, watch just his midsection and see how quiet it stays as the racket accelerates through as an independent part. Now, let's take a look at Djokovic, Rafa Nadal, and we're going to see how even on his reverse forehand, his violent swing, how his body also stays quiet just like every other player, right? We're pointing the laser beam to our target. Pretend there's a laser scope at the center of your chest, and just watch how it freezes throughout the contact zone and the hips and shoulders don't even move at all. Okay, contact point has been made, and watch how long the arm goes independently by itself and his body stays quiet as the arm goes and accelerates as an independent part, and the swing is complete, and then he relaxes and gets back into position. Okay, let's take a look one more time, right? We start the forward swing, the body freezes to the target, and the arm goes through as an independent part. The body stays quiet as the arm wraps through and across, okay? And then we're gonna see now Andy Murray complete the exact same thing. So again, we're gonna look at this common thread of the body staying quiet after the contact zone. If it's good enough for this player, it's definitely good enough for you. So at contact, let's see what happens to the arm in relationship to the body. We're gonna slow this down and look how quiet the body stays as the arm travels independently. And it's not until that racket wraps around to complete the follow through that the rest of the body relaxes and we finish the uncoiling. But throughout that contact zone, the arm needs to go as an independent part. Let's watch another shot right here. And let's freeze at contact point, slow it down, and just watch the shoulders and the hips in relationship to the arm. The arm goes through as an independent part. The head stays still. He's not bobbing up and down or side to side. And the same thing with the torso. And it's not until the racket wraps around that the rest of the body comes along as a relaxation. So, right, common to what is believed about uncoiling, you actually don't want your body moving throughout the contact zone. Now, what you can do to practice this is I tell my students to feel like you're freezing your chest at your target like a laser scope. So at contact point, you want to freeze your chest, your shoulders, and your hips as the arm goes through independently. I tell my students it's like pointing a laser scope to the ball before contact point and freezing your laser as the arm goes through independently. And we'll see. Again, let's slow this down so we can get a better look. Okay. Right forward swing. The head's going to stay still. The shoulders are going to uncoil. The body's going to uncoil. And then during the contact zone, the racket's going to go through as an independent part. Okay? Watch how little the body is moving throughout contact. It's just the arm, it's just the arm, it's just the arm. And now it only starts to unwrap once the racket finishes the follow through. Now let's look at the next player. Okay, we've got Andy Murray as well. And watch his forehand throughout the contact point, how quiet the shoulders are going to stay. Boom. The arm goes through as an independent part. Let's watch again. Slowing it down. The arm goes through by itself. The shoulders don't move. And until the racket basically completes the follow through, then the rest of the body comes around. Okay. Let's see if we can get one in even more slow motion right here. Beautiful stroke. There we go. Contact point. The body stays quiet. The arm is just going through. Look how his chest stays pointing towards the net. His hips don't move, his shoulders aren't moving, and now everything else comes around. So this is the secret of why players keep their head back.
If you would like to train with me in person, I offer a 12-hour one-on-one training program. You can come to me in Canada, or I can meet you anywhere in the world. For more information on how to get a hold of me, click the link in my bio.